Welcome. In this lecture, we're going to be learning more about UI and creating our very own start menu. Let's create a new scene, and we'll use just the base user interface node. It's called a control node. You can see this has defaulted to full rect layout on the entire screen. And your layouts are just basically refer to how it's anchored to the screen. So this will anchor it. If we stretch the screen, it will attempt to adapt what's inside to match the stretching. If you anchored it to the left side, for example, left wide, then it wouldn't get bigger as you stretched horizontally. It would just stay on the left side if it could. So the anchoring is used for basically having a game window that can be stretched and resized, and your UI won't stretch and resize with it. Unless you do full rect, then it will, and that's what we want actually for this case. We'll call this start menu. We'll save this. We'll create a new folder here. So let's do create folder, call it menus, and save this in here. We'll attach a script to it, but we won't have anything in our script yet. We'll just leave it like that. Now we want to create some buttons here in the center, and we'll do that using a center container. So we'll start with a center container, and we'll do full rect as well. We've got our start menu, and then inside of that we've got a center container. Inside of our center container, we're going to use a VBox container. So a VBox container is a special node. There's an HBox and a VBox container. So you've got both horizontal and vertical. So the VBox container is a special node. You can see if we stick it as a child of our center container, it gets put in the center. This node, when you place other control nodes inside of it, it will stack them on top of each other vertically. And it's really useful for creating menus because it's quite often that you want stuff stacked on top of itself vertically. So we'll add some buttons to this. So add a button node. And you can see it's, we'll call this one start button. And then we'll duplicate it 2 times. And you can see since they're control nodes and they're inside of our VBox container node, it automatically stacks them. And over here, you can choose a custom separation, how much you want them separated. I'm just going to leave it at default. We'll call this middle one load, and the last one quit. There we go. For our start button here, we'll say start game. And you can see they are stretching to fill the space, as much space as they need for this text. For load, maybe we'll call this new game, load game, and quit, like that. Perfect. So we're going to attach signals for all of these. We'll just do the press signal and we'll attach it to start menu. I'm going to click on each button and attach their press signal. There we go. It should make a function for each of them. And on start button pressed, we're going to do get tree dot change scene, and then we'll want to load world.tscn, like that. For quit, we'll do get tree dot quit. Perfect. Won't do anything for load button yet. We'll leave that. And we'll add a ready function to this, and we'll do the same thing we did in our world, which is set up our visual server set default color. So visual server dot set default clear color color.black. That way the background is black. Now this should work already. Very little code to get this menu working. We'll need to make it so that it's the first scene that the game runs. So we'll come into project settings, run, and inside of here we'll want to set up, we'll come to main scene and we'll change this to be our start menu. Now if we run the game, we should see our start menu. Can start a new game. Oh, we got an error message there. We can quit, and that does quit. So world isn't actually inside of the world folder here, and that's the error that we're getting there. So that's fine. We'll just take it out of the world folder, make sure that path is correct, and now we can start a new game. Perfect. And you can see if we run our game and we stretch this, they're scaled properly to fit the new window. So that's going to be it for this lecture. In the next one, we'll be learning about how to theme these so that they match the rest of the game and they look really out of place right now. So that's what we'll be doing in the next one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next lecture.